Now, you can see here, new gondolas, and here, the old one. Quite the difference in it. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on Transport Fever 2 in the free mode with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to another beautiful view of our fancy new mountainous train line. All the way out here, close to Space City, which we have actually, in fact, set up in the last episode in order to go ahead and get some grain delivered to our nearby food factory, which is now newly supplying some of the cities in the area to go ahead and get some growth going and, most crucially, of course, increase our profit in the region ever further. Was quite the cool project, I have to say, and this line looks absolutely beautiful with some gorgeous views that you guys were able to see at the end of the last episode. But today we are pretty much done then, for the time being at least, with the setup on this food factory. We will undoubtedly at some point require some more grain to be ferried in, but for the time being we are pretty well covered on all the needs of the food factory, so we will be heading on today. And what we'll probably be doing is a lot of a modernization drive once more. It's really not been too long, but well, now in the last episode we actually had a lot of new train cars coming out for freight trains, importantly, which is something that we haven't had an update on a very long while. They do allow for significantly higher speeds and more capacity, of course, so they are going to be very worthwhile, and alongside that of course then also makes some of the newer locomotives very worthwhile indeed as well. So we're probably going to go and start going through the individual lines today, assessing where upgrades would be worth it, upgrading the trains, and, well, making sure that we maybe get even more efficient on those and, you know, get things delivered a lot faster for a lot better of a bang for buck relation as well. So that's the plan for today. I hope you all are looking forward to it. Before we get going on it though, if you're new around here, if you do happen to enjoy this very episode, of course, please make sure to go ahead and smash that subscribe button right down below if you want to stay up to date on future episodes as well. We're still a very small channel. Every single subscriber counts, so thank you so much if you did that. But let's go and get going on the upgrades. And we're not just going to go all the way across the map or anything. First things first, I would say we just grab a random railway depot real quick. We see what all is new, and then we will just go through our little list here bit by bit, maybe even through the managed vehicle list, and then we can just go and zap through and see what makes sense where. So if we have a little look right here, this thing is actually new as well. I did not see that previously. That is apparently fully fledged train. Diesel powered 2-axle rail car and lightweight construction with diesel engines, 90 kilometers an hour. I mean, 15 people is not too bad at all, I would say, and it's quite the decent bang for buck. So maybe for like small train lines for the future between like villages and such, but I do have the feeling that we will not be using that one too much, probably. Apart from that, we've got this RE4-4 thingy, which is quite cool. Electric train, 125 kilometers an hour. Good bit of power. Good bit expensive as well, I have to say. But it is a very potent alternative to some of these steam trains here that we've got around the 120, 145 kilometers an hour range. As you can see, it's a little faster than the Flying Scotsman, with a little bit more power, but most crucially, of course, the emission bonus that comes with the electric train approach at a very comparable price. So I think quite the competitive option for quite a lot of applications. Well, that is as long as we need the speed and the power. Then, moving on from that, not sure if this one's new, I think we've had it before, but very crucially, these all are new. And you can see right here, 40 kilometers an hour faster, so 50% of a speed increase, which is quite crucial. I think we have on some lines already trains that could go faster than 80 kilometers an hour, but the cars are limiting them, so that would already enable us. And on top of that, also a lot more capacity. The price, though, comes at more than double, so that is something to keep in mind right there. I'd say, I mean, capacity improvements are quite good. combined with the top speed and the lower emissions, also crucially, could be quite nice indeed. So well, and how about weight? I think that is quite comparable, isn't it? I mean, for the capacity increase, the weight increases. Well, about in line, I would argue. So, no real weight benefits there. But otherwise, we do have these now, and it's the same deal for all of them. Capacity increases, and at the same time, speed increases. So we're going to go through and see where it makes sense to upgrade those. Now, let's double check that we don't have anything else that's interesting that we haven't picked up on just yet. So, not configuring, but especially, of course, planes would be very interesting indeed. We do have the Douglas DC-4, which I think was just... Oh yeah, that was only passengers, which is a good bit of a reason why we're not using that. And we don't, I think, have any advantageous cargo planes. So on that end, we are pretty much up to snuff. And then we do have the road depots, oh well, and the tram depots as well, of course. But road depots first. Nothing really significantly new. And where are the tram depots at? Maybe here? Yep. If we do have a look at that, this one actually is new, I think. So comparing these, lot less tractive effort, little less power, more capacity. I mean, it's 25% more expensive in a year, and that is, I mean, it's a little less than 25% more capacity, but given the tractive effort differences, I'm not too sure that's too worth it, to be honest. Maybe we'll just give it a try in some city at some point just to see what it looks like, but otherwise I'm not too fussed about that. Okay, so going through the lines then, let's check out what all we have, and then we kind of just go bit by bit and get some stuff modernized and hopefully have some beautiful, beautiful new trains going on. So, first things first that we have is Bricks to Broadstairs in St. Peter. Let's locate the train. There we go. So, this is our little construction material delivery train. Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't really think we need an upgrade on that one. I did not know that these train carts work for construction materials. Apparently they do. I mean, 91 out of 95, I do feel like we're going to be pretty well covered on that end. Bricks, Broadstair, yeah, I mean, we're more than covered still on the rate. What we can check out real quick is if the train could technically go faster a little bit, but that's not really worth changing the train cars over. So that one can just stay as it is, and we move on from that. Then, this, not that, not this, not that, not City Hopper. We're not going to do anything about that one. We do have the clay train though. Clay, ooh, condition bad anyways. And, well, we do probably want to take a look at that one. I do remember upgrading that one once. You can see just how insanely long that one is. And, well, I mean, it's in bad condition. We've got a lot of train carts there. The train is also always still quite a little underpowered as far as I remember. So you do probably want to have a little bit of an upgrade going there. So in terms of the frequency, first things first, clay to bricks is 493. So that should be even a little too much, to be quite honest with you. I think we may have upgraded the train there once and we didn't see a change in the rate. We were like, how in the world is that not a change in the rate? And then eventually we came back and we were, well, we never came back is the issue. And as we've discovered in the latest episodes, all the rate adjustments for faster transport really just happen when the game's been going for a few seconds. So that's probably why we're a bit overdoing it there. But in general, I think we can go and make a good bit of a change right there. This train, of course, only going 75 kilometers an hour, but the condition is already also quite bad. And it's still struggling with the high slopes quite a lot. So we do want something a lot more powerful right there. Now, the options we have are between something like that, which is really not increasing the power a lot. So I think the RE4-4 is not an option. It's also a light locomotive, so, well, you know. But the issue is that the power, I mean, it goes a lot faster, but the power, it's never going to get there. Like, this thing goes 46 kilometers an hour uphill, and this thing's not going to go any faster than 50 in that setting. So I'd rather go with something that's a lot more potent and only has a little more speed. The question being, I mean, technically speaking, this thing has the most power. But in that case, I'm a little wondering if the upgrade for the cars makes sense. Because technically speaking, I mean, the cars limiting it by 10 kilometers an hour is not really going to have that much of an impact. And the cars are quite expensive in the end. But the power is really going to get this thing up to speed a lot more. So I think, honestly speaking, we may just change the train and get rid of a few of the cars here. Because, I mean, we're already over capacity, right? So we can go down to that. And that should, in the end, mean that the train is going to be pulling up this a lot better. While at the same time, we need less cars and everything. So I'm quite happy, I think, with that solution. Just fast forwarding the time a little bit here to see how the rate develops. Okay, it seems that we have maybe deleted one too many. But still, it gets us down by another 5 cars. Now, what? How are we now at 428? I'm a bit confused. Clay, bricks, Space City, 410. Okay, I guess that was a little bit of another speed adjustment. We do have to see. Maybe it adjusts again when it drives uphill here. But I am quite interested in any case how fast this is now able to go. You can see just how much more this thing is pulling. The other thing was capping out at 46 kilometers an hour. This one seems like it could, yeah, it's going to make full speed. So that's 80 kilometers an hour right there. Beautiful. And 431 of a rate now. You can see that it just kind of adjusts bit by bit. Now that's going faster and faster. So we're going to sell one more gondola and then we're just going to call it a day right there. In the meanwhile, we went up to 72 million bucks. So we're certainly not going to be short for money here anytime soon. Well, fingers crossed on that, I guess. Now, Clay, Broadstairs and St. Peter is already on quite the potent train, I have to say. So, well, that's also one of our newer lines, I think. So the question really is, how fast can this train go? It's maybe a question. Clay, Broadstairs, St. Peter. 193 only. Wow. Wait, where are we at with this thing? We could actually require every bit of optimization there that's possible. Oh, right, that's this one. Yeah, I mean, that's quite far away. We could already use 3. Okay. So, we do need the upgrade here, and we're going to go and get the upgrade here. Now, that means that, in fact, what I'm a little confused about is that we are seemingly not even using all the carts. That could be, oh yeah, I think this is not got enough of a capacity on the cargo platform, to be honest. Okay, just try and expand that a little bit in the hopes that means that more stuff is going to get stored there. Yeah, it feels like it's instantly being pretty much used. So hopefully that'll help a little bit, but we will need to edit this train one way or another. Now, how fast can this locomotive go, first things first? 100 kilometers an hour. Which is kind of honestly reason to upgrade to the cars already. And then the train we can kind of swap through later if we really want to. So we're going to go for the new gondolas. We are at 328 of capacity right here. I think I'm going to leave one of the old ones on just so we have a little bit of a comparison. But wait, before we edit that, in fact, we are at 56 kilometers an hour in high slopes. Let's keep that in mind. 328 capacity. And now we're going to go get those on. Going to go and increase that capacity by quite a good bit as well. Well, in fact, I kind of want to have the same capacity first things first. 59 kilometers an hour. Does seem like a little bit of an improvement in terms of the speed you can go with that thing now, so that's quite cool. We're going to go and modify it like that, and then with the speed increase and everything, we're just going to see how it plays out first things first. Now, you can see here, new gondolas, and here, the old one. Quite the difference in it. So really, really liking that, but with that said, we're going to go remove this thing, and we're going to get one more of those in place for it, and then we're going to go and give this the beans for a second, and see how the speed increase really accounts for it. Now, technically speaking, I think the way that it may work is that the train has to go the whole distance back and forth once before the game actually has the exact rate calculator. So that could be a bit of an issue, because that's going to take absolute ages on that train line. That said, we're supposedly at 209 right now, which I don't believe is the case. All the clay being picked up first things first. And then the train just stopped for a second for some reason. Very, very, very confusing indeed. But we're going to go and let this run for a second and maybe look at the next train and come back, I think. So then we have this one here, which is coal to Basingstoke Steel Mill, which is also, like, you know, we're a little underrepresented here at this point, by the way. We need to actually get more coal in. We are using up all the coal capacity from this one, but we can, of course, double what we're doing here in the steel mill. That is, if we bring in some more coal from here and some more iron from somewhere. Here, maybe. But yeah, we need to bring more resources in for that steel mill, definitely. And this one here probably as well. In fact, yeah, so that iron actually goes there. Then that coal goes there, I guess, and then... Where do I get my extra iron from? All the way up there, maybe? Oh, Jesus Christ, that's going to be one hell of a mess. But yeah, I already found like 20 potentials for expansion right there. Let's go and have a look back at this thing real quick. Still 209, eh? I guess we're going to go and add on some more train cars then. Mediocre. Oh, not enough power for high slopes anymore at that point, eh? Jeez, okay. That's kind of the max we can do with that train. Well, we can't possibly ferry over enough stuff. Waiting for free path? You're joking. Oh my god. Wait, no. Where is it waiting for? Why is it waiting for a free path? Why is it waiting for a free path? Let's go and check out the line. Something is wrong here. So that goes all the way there. This is crossing below, so that should not be affecting it. Going all the way here. Crossing below that train track. Crossing... Oh no. Oh, those train tracks are crossing underground, are they? Oh no! How have I never noticed that? Well, that is of course not helping the frequency at all. It's in fact even crossing 2 train tracks below the surface. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that should help, I hope. Is it going to go? Yeah, it's going to get back up and running. So that helps. But yeah, I mean, we do technically need some better trains for that even. So that's a bit unfortunate. Now, over here, though, for the steel mill, I think we can do a little bit. We do... technically probably have a rate here of 400. Coal, Basingstoke, steel mill, 518. I mean, that's overdoing it a little bit. Okay, we will go and edit that. So, I think that may be another case where we upgraded the train and never looked back because we thought it didn't change anything. In any case, I mean, if we're at 500 and something of the rate, we can technically drop like 25% of our capacity. So I'd go down, for starters, to maybe say, we can do around 360 with the new cars, and then we can see if we can drop even more. That may be a bit of an issue because it's currently carrying all the coal. Maybe it gets loaded over into the new wagons. I don't know. We'll try. We will find out, and let's see how it goes. So, 364 for capacity. Oh yeah, the coal is still in there. Nice. I was a little worried about losing those resources then, but that's going to allow the train to go a little bit faster. Well, or not. I guess the curves here may be slowing it down. Let's go and wait for that autosave real quick. And then that can kind of just happen like this. So, 453 of the rate now, supposedly. Now it's 450. Bit weird that it's just going down like that, to be honest. Clay, Broadstairs and St. Peter's went up to 250 now, so we're at least delivering a little more. Still a lot of potential left open, I would argue. But this thing is probably going to go up in rate even a little more, given the extra speed. It should certainly not be going down given the extra speed, so we're going to go and shorten that a little bit again. And then we can see coal basing stroke. Okay, so that's 418. We'll go back to that in a second. We'll just hope that's fine for the time being. Then we have coal to Broadstair steel mill, which is, I guess, this one out here, and that is also a little bit over the supposed capacity. Now here, I would say that we can also swap out the train for a bit of a faster one. We do have about 25% over capacity there as well, don't we? Yeah, about 25% more than we need. So we can go down to a capacity of, I would say, I don't know, maybe like 240 for the time being. Always like a little bit of safety margin that I work with, right? So 240 of a capacity and the faster train probably means that at the end we need more like a 200 capacity. We're going to go choose the AE47 again, just because it goes 100 kilometers an hour while the other one only goes 90, and we're really slimming the train down already a bit, so don't really need that excessive amount of power for this one, I would hope. We're going to do 234. So that seems like the next sane number right here. And that one can just get going like that. I was a little confused there for a second because I saw the old gondola still at the end, but seems to be good. And the train is going to be picking up that coal. Now, how have the numbers changed? Nothing right here. 418 right there. We're actually at 382 right here, which I don't really like. I am going to go and check back how that number develops in a second. Now, this one here seems like it jumped. We're at 448 again. So we can go and get rid of yet another one of these wagons, cars, train cars, whatever. That's down to 430. So we can still get rid of another one. Oh, wait, sorry. I need to click here. Boop. And then we're down to 413, which I'm quite happy with. I do feel like that this one is going to change, which you can see it already did. We're already at 423, so that's fine. I think we can pretty much leave that one as is then. So already some good effects, I would say, from the modernizations. Jesus Christ, we're at 110 million bucks. I mean, I need to leave the game running because we're also modernizing all the trains and everything, but at the same time, like, holy moly, the speed at which this develops. Now, we do have crude oil Evesham here, which is a very old train, like a very, very old one, honestly speaking. We've got the oil well right here from which we're delivering to the refinery. And I feel like it may be time for an upgrade. The question is here. This is not even an electric train track, so we may want like some sort of diesel train or something if we can, so we don't just have to upgrade the train track. We've got 418 of a rate and 200 capacity. I think these may be the oldest. Oh, these are the new train cars at the very least, but yeah, I mean, quite a bit of a boost that we can get there. I mean, technically speaking, we can even leave the train on there, because that train's already limited by the speed. I mean, it would be worth a thought. That one said we could also go for this one. Do we really need it? Not really. I think we're going to leave the train, but we're going to upgrade the train cars. So we're at 200 capacity. I'm going to pretty much just get it up to 200 capacity again. Maybe 180? I mean, how much extra speed do we get? It's like 25% extra speed, right? Should be fine. We'll see how that affects it. Well, that is if this train gets to speed even in that time. Can't really harness the extra speed from the train cars, can it? It feels like it's just not getting up to speed in time there. Well, you can see just how long it needs to accelerate. Okay, I think we're going to actually swap through the train because it's just not accelerating quickly enough. So We're just going to go for the Flying Scotsman. That's like perfectly spot on the max speed of the train cars as well. And that should add some nice amounts of acceleration potential right there. And probably even allow us to slim down on the train cars even more. This is interesting. There's some new planes. And they seem to potentially be cargo planes as well. So that could be cool. Oh, yeah, you can see right here, 94, 95. The non-high-speed train tracks should be capped at like 120, so that should still be fine, I hope. That said, crude oil Evesham is now at a rate of 408, so it's fine. We're going to live with that for the time being. We will come back if necessary. And, well, that said, let's have a quick look here at the hangars. Oh! Ah! Okay, so it seems that these new planes we in fact already need the bigger airports for, which is of course quite the factor, so we will have to think about that one quite a lot. But that said, this thing is running. We are now at 449 of a rate, so we can indeed just go ahead and slim down a little further and be totally happy with that. And, you know, that'll be that line running a lot faster. That said, that definitely doesn't even remotely conclude our work. We pretty much now just got down to F. You can see how many more lines there are to go. So we will continue, I guess, our modernization drive in the next episode. For the time being, though, while looking at our new fancy train and these new fancy tank cars, we will conclude this episode right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, please make sure to smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.